Okay, what if I told you that you could completely change your day in just 1 minute? I know, it sounds like a gimmick, right? But it's actually the core promise of a really powerful productivity method from the book Die eine Sache, Productivity Meistern. And that's what we're diving into today.
I mean, that's a bold promise. But here's the secret. Productivity isn't really about working harder or longer. It's about the incredible power that's hiding in the first few moments of your day, and how just one tiny, deliberate shift in your focus can change literally everything that comes after. So, before we get to the solution, let's talk about the problem. It's something we all face, and the source calls it the everything trap. You know that feeling? It's the reason why, on some days, just getting started feels completely and totally impossible. We've all been there. You sit down at your desk, you're ready to get things done, and then bam, you're hit with this tidal wave of tasks. You've got big projects, you've got tiny errands, you've got urgent emails, and they're all screaming for your attention at the exact same time. It's enough to make you feel buried before you've even started. This is that mental chaos that it paralyzes you, right? Your brain is trying to figure out how to start the quarterly report, but it's also yelling at you to remember to buy milk. You need to answer client emails, but oh yeah, you've got to call the plumber. The result? It's this thing called analysis paralysis, where you have so many choices that you can't make any choice. And so what happens? More often than not, you just end up doing nothing at all. So how do you get out of that trap? Well, the solution offered here is so simple it almost sounds, well, too good to be true. It's this counterintuitive idea that if you want to get more done, you have to start by focusing on less. Actually, much, much less.
And look, this isn't some deep philosophical theory. This is a practical, immediate experiment. It's a challenge. It's something you could literally do in the next 60 seconds. The method itself is almost laughably simple. You don't need a fancy app or some complex system. All you need is a pen and a piece of paper. See, the real work isn't in the steps, it's in the discipline. You have to identify your single most important task, and then, with everything you've got, just finish it. And this right here, this is the game changer. This is the rule that makes it all work. You're not making another to-do list, you're picking one single thing. By forcing yourself to name just one priority, you completely eliminate that decision fatigue. You're defining the one action that will make the rest of the day feel like a success, no matter what else happens. Okay, but this is where the magic really kicks in. It's a fair question, right? You've only done one thing, but you've got a dozen things on your plate. So what's the real payoff for all this intense, singular focus? It's all about momentum. The idea is, by finishing that one super important task, you don't just check an item off a list. No, you create this powerful psychological win. You generate this forward motion that just carries you into the next task, and then the next, with a feeling of accomplishment and, real clarity. So this is the fundamental shift in how you think about your day. You're trading that everything trap with its endless lists and that feeling of being frozen for the power of one. Instead of staring at a wall of chaos, you create a single point of focus. And that focus, it leads to clear action. And that one action creates the momentum that was impossible to find before. You're literally replacing chaos with flow. This is it. This is the only number you need to remember to beat that feeling of overwhelm. It's not about the 10 things you have to do. It's about the one thing you can do right now. This is your starting line. This is the domino that knocks down all the others. And here it is, the core principle we really need to get. We've been taught that being productive means finishing everything on our list, but that's just not true. Real productivity is simply about mastering the art of the start. Get that first domino to fall, and you'll be amazed at how the rest just follow. All right, so we've looked at the problem and we've looked at the brilliantly simple solution. But now comes the most important part, turning this from an idea into an action. It's your turn to actually try this. So think of this not just as a clever productivity hack, but as a direct challenge. It's an invitation to fight back against that feeling of overwhelm by taking one small but incredibly powerful action. This is how you make your own momentum and take back control of your day. So I'll leave you with this one question. Forget about your whole week. Forget about even this afternoon. Just think about right now. What is your one thing? What is the single task that, if you get it done, will make today feel like a success? Find it, write it down, and go do it.